This week, I'm painting the rest of the lamp table space around the books. There are some loose papers, there's a paper towel with a glimpse of a chocolate chip cookie on it, and of course, the glass edges. It's a lot, so let's get to it. March 24th. An excellent painting day today. I started my day with running to the pharmacy to get my pills. I've been procrastinating that, and if I didn't go today, then I would have experienced another full medication crash. And I just did that a few months ago, so I'm alright skipping it this time. I was so proud of myself for leaving the house, even though it was the last thing I wanted to do today. So I stopped by a coffee shop and got a treat. I thought I ordered a 24-ounce blended mocha, and they gave me a 44-ounce block of frozen coffee. I legit had to microwave it slightly so I could drink it, and it was so much coffee that it's 3 a.m. and I'm considering just staying up through tomorrow. It was delicious though, and it certainly fueled a good painting session. It took me some time to warm up, but I got my book going and eventually got into it. I finished Murtagh at the very end of the day. A very good book. I enjoyed the amount of introspective that this main character was. Not just self-aware, but a bit self-pitying, and a bit of repressed trauma. Perfectly relatable for me. After painting, I hung out with Paul. I do love my husband. He's such a shining individual. He shared some of what he's been writing with me, and I'm super impressed. He seems to be leaving a kind of rut time period and moving into more of a proactive, creative state. I love to see it. He's really helping me pick myself up from this year's spring sad. I'm feeling hopeful again. After he went to bed, I just worked a bit on a video and went through the hand-me-down clothes from my cousin, keeping a lot of jeans. My pants options are so low right now that I want as many good-fitting pairs of free pants as I'm offered. And that's been the day. I really should try to sleep so I can get some more painting done tomorrow. I've moved on to the fur portion of the painting, and it's certainly time-consuming. So, Louise out. March 25th. Another painting day today. I started listening to Sleep in a Sea of Stars today. Typically, I don't go for sci-fi books much. I've read a few of the classics, of course. Ender's Game, War of the Worlds, The Dispossessed, but the science jargon can be a little easily overdone for my taste. Or it can be just so massively involved in the science that it's not a great story. But this has been really good so far. Thorough world building, and not in a showy, overly explanatory kind of way. I like the way Christopher Paolini unfolds his plots like a mystery novel. The characters are always extremely clever, but still up against tricky things, so the brunt of his books are the characters slowly working through the big problems while they get through the daily little ones. My little cat is so perfectly snuggled up with me right now. I love her little wet nose and slow blinky eyes. I'm painting her right now. I'm ready to be done with this painting. I've been working on it for 2 months now. Picking my next painting is going to be hard. There's so much I want to paint. I'm caught between feeling like I should spend more hours a week painting so that I can get more paintings done, versus spending more hours on the administrative side so I can sell the paintings I've finished. Oh, now I'm getting belly pets. My kitty's such a sweet, soft-hearted little girl. She's the best cat. But every cat's the best cat. She's in so many of my paintings because of the energy she brings to the compositions. It's very restful and curious and calming and supportive. She kind of stands in place of me in the same way that all my things are a form of self-portrait. My life is in my work, and my cat is a big part of both. That being said, I'm trying to pick my next painting, and all the ones I'm initially drawn to have Schuyler featured prominently. And since this one I'm doing now is 80% her, I want something different for the next. Maybe something easy. None of my reference photos are easy. Tomorrow is gym time and some video work. Louise out. March 26th. I swapped the gym for a lunch with Paul's parents. Kind of an early birthday lunch for me, and it was some really good pasta and pleasant company. We got to watch a few California scrub jays hop around outside. We knew the weather predicted hail and a tornado warning, but all we really saw were blue skies and heat. I took an absurd amount of time after lunch lazing about on the couch while Paul played games, and I re-downloaded some old favorite apps. He's been throwing around the idea of a video game, and it got me to remember my old, awesome idea for an app game. I'll never make it, so here you go, internet. It probably exists now, I just haven't seen it. It's where each level is a certain chunk of a different type of gameplay. Example, first level is Flappy Birds type gameplay. Second level turns to Temple Run type thing. Then third is maybe Doodle Jump, Angry Birds, Jetpack Joyride, classic things like that. Repackage all those styles of gameplay into a unique art style, and it's an original game, boom bop bam! After being disappointed by my lack of interest in most of those phone games, I eventually forced myself to get around to the video work. And of course, it was fun, I just had to get started. I recorded some footage around my studio for some B-roll. And by the way, my studio is very nice now. But my cousin reminded me the other day, I started on kitchen tables in college dorms. This studio that I've made for myself on a minimal budget over time has been unfolding like a dream I forgot I had. After I recorded bits around the studio, I tried getting original audio clips of sounds that I can use in place of my generic whooshes and pops. I gathered all the sounds from things like paint bottles opening and my chair rolling. If I can clean the audio up enough to use, it'll be cool. But that was my day. Tomorrow is video editing, and I'm gonna try to commit a solid 8 hours to it. I need it. So I should sleep. Louise out. March 27th. Today was pretty much entirely video editing and working. I finished a video, so editing went well, and work went well too. Schuyler had a fantastic few hours, sleeping the sleep of mountains on my lap. I got up to stretch about every hour, and every time I did, I scooped her up and set her gently somewhere else. I'm fluid and graceful with my movement to minimize disturbance while I have to stand up and walk. And every time she's ready for me to sit back down. To the point her jump actually starts before my butt has fully hit the seat. I thought I'd have a lot more time than I did when I was editing. I got one part done with 2 hours to go before I had to get ready for work. And I figured, hey, let's slap these little finishing things on and maybe get dinner going for Paul to finish. Or I could record my next video script. Or I could possibly do both if I hurried. Nope. I was rushing just to finish the finishing touches before work. I chugged my remaining coffee before leaving the house and started work genuinely hyped, and caffeine crashed about halfway through. I kept up a smile and a pep and tried to hide my yawns, but man, I could have napped in the closet, it felt like. My sleep has been literally just abyssal this last week or so. I'm seeing most sunrises, and not by choice. I'm usually tempted to get out of bed and start the next day around 7 a.m. But then when my sleep kicks in and I get a 3 to 4 hour chunk, it is so needed. Back at work though, I did have a good time. It was a hard painting that everyone did a great job with. A shining moment was when we added a pinky peach color to the mountain. I told one person she had a beautiful peach there, and she responded, "Aw, thanks, you are." That got a good blush from me. After work, Paul and I ate dinner and chatted till bed. I love hanging out with him and telling our daily stories. I especially love when he tells me about all the animals he sees in his day. Today, he described some cute goat behavior and some dogs with bows in their hair. A not so happy thing. When I drove home from work, there was a dead cat in the road. I looped back and used a rug that I was gonna donate in the back of my car to move its body out of the traffic lane. I put it under a bush nearby and cried a bit for it. It was still warm, but clearly dead because of stiffness. Part of me wanted to go back and make complete sure that it didn't just need serious help. But yeah, no, that's just wishful thinking. I'm gonna remember that moment though. I've only had a few like it, but they're vivid memories. But I should wind down and let the day end. Louise out. March 28th. I had some plans for today that I threw out the window. I've been sleeping so bad, I decided not to drink coffee today and take a day off the grind entirely. I've been so excited for trying to sleep again all day. I'm dirt tired. Everything I could have done today, I can do tomorrow. I'm hopeful I can get sleep. I'm gonna keep it short today. Signing off. Louise out. March 29th. Today was short and sweet. I watched Sabrina Carpenter's Tiny Desk concert yesterday, and Dochi's. And today I watched Mac Miller's. I also listened to a lot of Mac Miller throughout my day when I did 3 paintings for work and then tidied the dining room space. Music kinda day. I had some fun with the work paintings. They're usually pretty easy, but sometimes they can be weirdly convoluted. But today's were colorful and pleasant. When I got home, I started cleaning the kitchen table area by removing dried paint from the miniature paint pots. Oh, my kitchen table is taken over by painting projects all the time. Part of having our own space is using every table for hobbies, right? I'm trying to completely deep clean the entire house. I've done it to the garage several times over, but never the rest of the house. I mean every belonging, every single item, cleaned and decluttered, organized, and there intentionally. I want to get rid of stuff we don't use, but there's no need to get rid of, say, the bar cart we barely use. It sits well tucked in a corner and holds the cocktail set we have and our cute little globe decanter. None of these are needed items, they're barely used. But there's no pressing need to get rid of it either. We use it sometimes, I just want to change things, I think. But cleaning will have to do, no budget for change. The only other thing I did was cook dinner with Paul. I was singing It's a Sunny Day, the gang's all here, no chip on my shoulder, ha 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 ha, the whole time. We made chicken and cream cheese, baked in a puff pastry covered in egg wash and Ritz, and then smothered in a sour cream cheddar cheese sauce. It was, of course, delicious. I've slept about half the night last night. I'm hoping for a bit more tonight, but I'm happy I got any, to be honest. But to that calling, I should go. Louise out. March 30th. I had a good day today. I didn't do a lot of thinking. Mostly I just vibed and continued cleaning. I got everything in the dining room disassembled for cleaning deeply. I'm modifying my log table a little to make it more stable. And I also made the legs for my dining room table, and that was impatiently and improperly installed. I had it all planned out, but I rushed to that finish line. Well, now I'd like to change the design of the table leg, but I'm just fixing the table, not redoing it. It needs fixing because 2 legs wobble and move around terribly. They were practically detached. It took me a good 3 hours to unscrew, unglue, and properly shape the table-to-leg attachment area on both parts. A lot of sanding the glue and filling the wood to get the wood legs to actually fit the metal frame. Before it was hung up, and I just tried jamming it down, which resulted in this needing to be fixed. It was installed so bad, I actually used a Dremel cut disc to remove the head of a screw that got thoroughly jammed and was blocking the glass from sitting flush. Removing the screw as just a post was so much work. Lots of attempts with pliers. Even using a clamp to grip the pliers didn't work. But then I used the screw post in the head of my drill and put it in reverse, and after several attempts, I finally got it to move. I also did some research on the silver flatware we inherited. It's pretty much worthless. Turns out, it's silver-plated copper from the 80s. I got rid of all the expired alcohol, which was literally all of it. We aren't big drinkers. I also organized Paul's smoking powders into individual little jars, which I liked. Oh, and Paul bonked his head this morning on a shelf. I don't know how he did it, but he knocked the shelf off the wall, and luckily none of the sculptures broke. I wanted to help him avoid that happening again, so I trimmed the sound-blocking curtains that dragged on the floor, and I moved the bed over my way about a foot. He's got a lot more room now, so hopefully he doesn't get a concussion with wall shelves. I swear my love language is doing little things to make their life easier in ways they don't notice. Like keeping a water bottle full, or this, shifting the bed. The only problem is when they aren't recognized, I feel sad. What do you mean you don't notice the coffee water is always full? It's a tragedy, truly. More to do tomorrow though. I really only started washing the walls and they really need some time. So, Louise out. For just fill-in space, I love every detail of it. Getting the glass glare over top the things was a rewarding process. The glass edges were trickier than I expected, getting it to blend in without actually blending. I'm proud of the results. On to the next.